Hi guys, this is Bethany from 4 Leaf Furniture. I posted about the piece behind me not too long ago, and I had probably over 1,000 replies and responses, and a lot of them were, what painter did you use and how do you blend? So I thought I would make a really fast, quick video for you. No more than 5 minutes is my goal. So I'll show you my paint first. Back here, the top is Americana Decor in Serene is what it's called. This middle here is Martha Stewart Sailor Blue. And the very bottom is Dixie Belle in the navy. And then for my highlights, I used a really old Craft Smart silver wax that I had, but it had been in my garage for a while. It was pretty old and it came off when I clear waxed it. So I ended up painting it with the silver Martha Stewart paint that I had, and I'm happy with it. It looks fine. So these are my paints. I don't discriminate when it comes to paint. I use everything, expensive, cheap. I like them all. I haven't really found any that I do not like. I keep them in my garage and they get huge and thick and smell sometimes. Have you guys ever experienced that? The stinky paints? But anyway, I'm gonna do the blending now. So few things I use for blending. You're gonna need your spray bottle, your brushes with your paints in them, and I'm not picky about my brushes either. A blending brush, so anything that's dry. I like a waxing brush for the blending, but it doesn't matter. You can use anything, works. I've worked everything, used everything. And a rag so that you can dry blend, wipe, blend, wipe. It's really important to wipe off, because when you do this, you're basically loading your brush with paint, and so when you go to blend something else, that's what comes up. So let me grab my stuff and we'll start blending. All right, so here's my example board. You want to go ahead and paint your initial colors. This is just a base coat, and you want to let it dry for 24 hours. That's important because you want that to be nice and solid and set before you put anything over it, so it doesn't come off and you can see the wood underneath. So, and my big tip for this would be to start from the top down when you're doing your blending. I've done it from the bottom, and then I go and I spray it and it drips down into the stuff that I've already done and I want to cry. So start from the top. So just get your second coat on there. Get this on the carpet, oh well. So I think in the interest of time, I'll just do the blending portion that we're blending. So, and if you can manage to do this with just the brushes you have, I don't like switching them out and using 10 brushes for everything, so I try to, when I'm doing it, get the part that you're not blending, go ahead and paint that first. So I would do this top part first, and getting closer to the other one is where I would do last, because then your color will bleed. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I got that part. And you want to keep it wet. You don't want this drying. So I'm gonna spritz. It might even drip, and that's okay. So on my second color, I'm gonna start from down here. And like I said, if I'm redoing this whole thing, I'm gonna do the bottom first, because I want this color to stay as true as I can. If I start right in the middle, then when I go down, it'll bleed. And that's a look, that's a way to do it. But if I want my blending pretty crisp, I'm gonna do it this way. Ooh. So I'm gonna get right into my lines. And this is a Worcester brush, Like I said, I don't discriminate. I have Craft Smart, Worcester, Zebra. I do like my Zebra. I'm gonna do stuff. So since in theory I've done all this below, I'm starting to get close to the line. I can go ahead and get that. And a little spritz. Make sure the whole thing stays active, open. And I'm gonna take my wax brush and just right over where it's going over, I'm gonna do a couple passes. And see, I've loaded my brush now. So it's kind of hard to do one-handed. Actually, I'm gonna wipe so I don't get too much on there. And that's a real fine blending line. Doesn't even look all that blended, so. See, there's those drips I was talking about, which happens. And just bring that across until you're happy with what it does. So that's a very, I'm wiping my brush. You can't see it, but I'm wiping it. So I only smooth out the part that's touching. If I go down here, I'm gonna get all this color down there and it won't be the true color anymore. So I can go like that if I want. Just if I want more blue, dark blue up higher. I can blend all the way up if I want. Just depends on the look you're going for. And trial and error. I have a little bit of a hard line there. Just keep working it. And it'll blend right in. If you need to apply more paint, you can. That's fine. But usually just the one go and I'm happy. And you can go up as high as you want. Keep wiping off that brush. With this one, I don't mind having a little dark up here, so let's keep going. So, do you see, I'm going to do a little correction. You see this, my hard line there? I'm going to do more paint because I want that to blend a little more. I don't want to be able to see that. There we go. I feel like Bob Ross. Happy blending. So, always try to work your way up. If you go down, I mean you can, but if I want it to be dark to light, I'm progressing from below to up. So that's the way I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna stop there. So here's our finished product. Still a little wet, but we're getting there. If you wanted it to fade a little bit more, you just keep working that brush upward so it fades a little more gradually. But I hope you try it. I hope you try blending. It's fun and it takes a little bit of time, but once you get your groove, it's pretty fun. If you hate it, just let it dry and try blending it all over again. Eventually it'll work. So anyway, hope you had a good one and have a good day.